To my cousin, Margaret Carey Porter, I, Evelyn Carey, leave a cameo brooch of Neapolitan design, my collection of milk glass, and an original oil painting of the Matterhorn by an unknown Swiss artist. To my cousin, Henry Pearson, I leave free and clear title to Crowhaven Farm, its house, outbuildings, and 80 acres of woods and farmland in Essex County, Massachusetts.
Congratulations, Mr. Pearson.
Thank you very much.
There is a codicil. Should the said Henry Pearson fail to take possession of Crowhaven within 30 days after being notified, the farm shall then automatically become the sole property of the aforenamed Margaret Carey Porter. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I intend to drive up and take possession of Crowhaven Farm this weekend.
It is, baby. Your ancestral estate.
My friends, you've come a long way from that fourth floor walk up in the village. Would you believe a walk-in fireplace? Hand-painted floors, beams, ceilings, fantastic. Felicia, where's Ben? Well, he's out checking the barn, I think.
you know that cellar door was there?
How did I know where the old well was? Or that secret panel upstairs?
Oh, you probably heard your folks talk about this farm when you were a kid.
Felicia, do you believe people can live more than one life?
You mean reincarnation? Of course I do. Well, I've lived dozens of times. I was a priestess of Osiris in Egypt. And
Felicia, be serious.
I am being serious, Lovey. I know I've lived lots of lives.
That's how I feel about this place. I've been here before. I've cooked in this kitchen. I've lived here. And Felicia, I don't want to stay. I can't. I'll go tell Ben.
That's just a small expression of my gratitude.
For what?
For this. For all this beautiful, beautiful space. And that barn. What a great studio I'm going to have.
Ben.
I may even turn that loft into my own private gallery.
Honey.
Ben Porter's Crowhaven period.
Ben, I've decided something. I can't stay here.
What? Why?
Well, it's an old house, and the repairs would be very expensive.
Well, I can do a lot of that. And there must be some local handyman who can do the rest just as soon as we can afford it.
Then you're not being logical.
Maggie. Baby, don't be logical. I have a very strong feeling about this place. About us.
Honey, we'd be so far away from everything.
Look, Maggie. Lately, with you and me, things have not quite been the way we wanted. Well, I know it's a lot of my own frustration. No recognition, no sales. And the thing about the baby. So we need a change. But here we can breathe. We can unwind. Be closer than ever. Oh, Maggie, please do this for me. Do this, and you can ask me for anything. I promise. I promise you on everything I've ever felt for you. On our wedding rings. Please? Oh, Maggie.
Ben?
Yep. Baby, what is it? Maggie, what's the matter?
I went exploring and an empty meadow, stone wall. I thought I heard. I saw.
No, look. It's just the sun. You're overheated. Why don't you go in the house and lie down? Take a rest, huh? Good.
Mrs.
Who are you?
Cheever. Nate Cheever. I'm what they call a handyman. No job too odd for me, Mrs. Your husband hired me to mend the foundation. Fine old house Crowhaven is, but it wants looking after.
Don't look so frightened, darling.
Just a few of your weekend neighbors dropping in to say welcome.
The party started at our place, and Fritz said...
Why don't we invite the pretty new people at Crowhaven?
But you don't have a phone.
Only that didn't save them, did it, Kevin?
We had this impulse to share.
And the weekender's rule is, if you have an impulse, obey it.
So we brought the party to you.
I hope we're not intruding, Mr. Porter.
Intruding? Of course not. This is one of the greatest welcome wagons I ever saw. Come in, please. Come
Very
in.
kind, very kind.
Welcome to Crowhaven Farm.
Well, we get
So good to see some new faces in this neighborhood. You've no idea how dull these weekend parties can be. Week after week, the same old...
You know my motto, baby. Eat first,
You know
drink
what I
later.
mean.
Mrs. Porter, you've inherited quite a monument to the past in Crowhaven.
Fasten your seatbelts, everybody. Harold is about to conduct another one of his tours to the 17th century.
17th century. That was in the Puritan times, wasn't it?
Yes. Brampton was an early Puritan settlement, founded about 1650, with all the same attractions as its larger neighbors, Salem and Andover, including witches and witch trials.
Witches?
Yes. Oh, nothing quite so spectacular as Salem. Yet, there was a nice practicality in the Brampton witches. For instance, there was a certain Martha Lawson. She had a husband, Martha did, whom she didn't much care for.
How well I know that feeling.
Divorce being unthinkable, Mistress Lawson looked about for an alternative. Acting on the advice of a friendly witch, she took off her wedding ring and passed it to a bona fide representative of the coven.
Coven? What's that?
The witch equivalent of a bridge club.
Before you could say the Lord's Prayer backwards, husband Lawson was dead, and his soul signed, sealed, and delivered to the devil. At one time, half the population of Brampton was suspected of witchcraft, accused by the other half. Actually, there were 8 executed, 7 were hanged, and 1 was pressed to death. The accused witch was placed under a wooden plank. Then stones, such as our walls are made of, were piled on top. Usually, they were trying to get a confession. But if the accused wouldn't confess, she was finally crushed under the weight.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Harold, that's enough.
Too much. Come on, everybody, have another sandwich.
Yep. Yes, we got it.
I've made another
Mrs. Porter, you look as though you could use this. I guess our welcome wagon was a bit too much for you.
Oh, no, not at all.
Well, I understand your husband's an artist. What are your specialties?
Oh, at the moment, I'm a full-time housewife. In New York, I was a legal secretary.
You're not interested in a job, are you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have been thinking about it.
Well, I happen to know one of the top law firms in Lowell is looking for a good secretary. Just say the word.
A legal firm.
Mm-hmm.
In Lowell.
You interested?
Maggie? I think our guests are getting ready to leave.
Honey, Mr. Pierce has offered to recommend me for a secretarial job.
Oh, in his office?
Unfortunately, we haven't a vacancy at the moment. Let me know.
Maggie, you're not going to take a job.
Have you checked our bank balance lately?
I don't want any favors from Pierce.
Oh, Ben, you know how I feel about your jealousy.
Look, Maggie.
It's just that I've been so edgy lately, and I think that it would be good for me to get away from the farm during the day. I want a job, Ben. The one Mr. Pierce mentioned, or another.
Maggie, it's quitting time. You make us look bad.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be finished in a few minutes.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Don't work too hard.
Night.
Night.
Thanks a lot for the lift, Kevin.
Pleasure. Your car breaking down was the best news I've had all week.
Thanks again, Kevin. Bye-bye. The car wouldn't start. I needed help, so
You knew just where to find him.
I asked Kevin to give me a lift because I thought you'd be worried. I should have stayed in Lowell.
Was that his suggestion?
Oh, Ben, come on.
Congratulations. You found yourself a man who's eager to give you everything I can't, including a child. Maggie? Oh, Maggie, I'm sorry. Baby, everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
A history of Salem. Records of the Brampton witches. Well, that's very thoughtful of you to lend me these, Mr. Dane.
Oh, they're all fascinating. I just feel that any descendant of the Carey family should know at least a little something of the early days.
Well, to tell you the truth, now that I'm working, I don't know when I'm going to get to these.
Oh, no hurry. I'm off to Florida in a few days and won't be back for several months.
Well, you know, I'm really more interested in the present and in the future than I am in the past.
Aren't they all part of the same circle? Oh, by the way, I might suggest a visit to the Brampton Cemetery. There are a number of Carey markers there dating back to the late 17th and early 18th centuries.
Really? Well, thanks again for your thoughtfulness. And enjoy your vacation in the sun.
I'll try to.
Bye-bye. Who's there? I wasn't dreaming, Dr. Terminer. There was a child sobbing.
Needing your help?
And when I went to find the child, followed, the sobbing stopped. And there was this awful mocking laughter. Somehow I knew I felt something terrible was going to happen to me.
Mrs. Porter, you've been married 7 years. Do you plan to have a family?
Ben and I want children very much. We can't. We haven't been able to.
You've had the usual tests?
There seems no physical explanation.
Adoption?
We've applied. I guess our financial status isn't exactly impressive.
I'm wondering, Mrs. Porter, do you think it's possible that the sense of frustration and denial you feel because you're childless, do you think that could be responsible for this nervous reaction?
I suppose. I know it's spoiling everything between Ben and me. We're both so defensive and... Doctor, I'll give anything to have a child. Anything.
I'm going to prescribe a mild sedative, and I want you to try to occupy yourself with other interests. And most of all, don't lose hope.
Ben? Honey, this is Miss Lewis.
Mercy Lewis.
This is my husband, Ben.
Hello.
Dr. Terminer suggested she come by for a visit.
About a possible adoption.
Did you represent an agency?
No. I'm trying to find a suitable home for my niece.
Oh. I see.
Jennifer is 10.
10? Oh. Well, you see, we always thought that if we adopted,
You'd prefer a baby. I understand. In your place, I might feel the same way. Still, I had to ask. Jennifer was orphaned when she was 2. Now, Dr. Terminer tells me that my illness is incurable, so I'm trying to find a good home for Jennifer before I... Thank you.
Miss Lewis, I'm sorry. It's just that, well, 10 is half grown, and to miss seeing... I asked you to wait in the car.
I'm sorry, Aunt Mercy, but I was cold.
Oh, I bet you were. You're Jennifer.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Maggie. Short for Margaret.
Maggie's friendlier.
And this is my husband, Ben.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello, Ben. That's a friendly name, too. Did you paint this, Ben?
That's right.
Those colors are so pretty. They're almost too pretty. They make me want to cry.
Well, that's the nicest compliment I've ever had.
We've got to go now. Come on, Jennifer.
Yes, Aunt Mercy. Aunt Mercy, can I stay with Maggie and Ben while you go to Boston?
No, dear. I'm going to Boston tomorrow. Additional tests. If you had been interested. Well, I thought perhaps a trial visit. We should work out something else. Miss Lewis, wait. Jennifer, would you really like to stay with Ben and me while your aunt's in Boston?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then. Until tomorrow. Thank you.
Goodbye, Maggie. Goodbye, Ben.
Goodbye, Jennifer.
Bye-bye. Ben, was I foolish?
No, she's a lovely little girl.
I mean, it's no commitment, it's just a visit. Well, there you are all scrubbed fresh and glow. Hey, where are your slippers?
I haven't any.
You haven't any? Well, we'll have to fix that. Tomorrow, you and I will go on a little shopping spree to Lowell. Would you like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, our good night kisses in order?
They certainly are.
Good night, Jennifer.
Night, Ben.
And remember, if you need anything during the night, you call us.
Okay.
Night.
Good night.
Suicide, even if I didn't have Dr. Terminer's report.
Miss Lewis was in constant pain. These tests in Boston were a last faint hope. When that was eliminated?
Ben, has Jennifer been told?
Yes. She accepted it very quietly.
Poor thing, she probably doesn't understand.
I think she does, Mrs. Porter. I think her aunt had prepared her.
Doctor, what will this mean for us? Jennifer's visiting. I mean, there was no formal arrangement.
Well, has Jennifer been happy these past few days?
She certainly seems to be.
And you?
Oh, very much so, Doctor.
Then at the moment, what else matters? Jennifer has a home with two people who love her, and you have what you said you wanted above everything else, a child.
Here we go. Gotta get you nice and warm. Jennifer, if you ever feel like talking about your Aunt Mercy, I mean, I know you must miss her very much.
Aunt Mercy is happier now. So I am, too.
Jennifer, that scar, how did you get it?
I don't know. It's always been there.
Looks like some kind of animal bite.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Maggie, Kevin Pierce.
Oh, hi, Kevin.
I've been looking for a semi-legitimate excuse to call you. And the storm's just supplied it.
I'm listening.
According to the Department of Highways, stretches of the road to Brampton are under 3 feet of water. You shouldn't try to drive home tonight.
Well, I'll have to. We still don't have a phone, and Ben's expecting me.
Call Claire Allen. She'll get a message to Ben.
Well, I'd have to get a hotel room and...
Stay at my apartment. I can picture the look of outrage. At ease, Maggie. Unfortunately, this time, it's only a friendly gesture. I won't be there. Okay?
Well, I don't know.
I have to go into Boston. The key will be with the manager. Besides, the hotels are full, so you don't have much choice.
Well, if you sure it'd be all right. Yeah, I'd appreciate it.
I'm glad to be of service. I'll see you soon.
Okay, Kevin. Bye-bye.
Jennifer, what are you doing here? I thought I had you all nice and cozy.
I'm lonely. Can I stay here with you? Just for a little while?
Sure. I could use some company myself. Atta girl. Comfy?
Uh-huh.
Good. Well, what did I do to deserve that?
I love you, Ben Porter.
Likewise. But Jenny, it's late. You better get some sleep.
You're not glad to see me, which confirms my suspicion. You've been avoiding me.
We've been busy. Ben sold another painting. The gallery's promised him a one-man show in June.
I wasn't talking about Ben. I haven't spoken to you since the night you stayed at my apartment.
Kevin, don't mention that. Why? Well, I didn't think it was important.
You lied to a jealous husband. Why, were you afraid he'd come after me with this?
I didn't lie. Ben assumed I'd stayed at the hotel.
So why bother to set him straight? I'd like to give him a better reason to be jealous.
Kevin, you really...
Look, Maggie. I'm Priscilla Alden in the Thanksgiving play at school. I wanted to show you the costume they've given me to wear.
Very authentic.
Jennifer, how long have you been standing there?
A little while.
The report's not conclusive, but instinct tells me you are most probably going to have a baby. You're incredulous.
Suddenly, after 7 years?
You're part of a commonplace. The surest way to have a baby of your own is to adopt one.
Oh, Dr. Terminer, if only this were true. What a Christmas present for Ben.
The odds are in our favor. But suppose you and I keep this beautiful possibility our secret for another month, huh?
I won't tell Ben. Not till I'm 100% sure. Oh, but... wouldn't it be a lovely way to start the new year? Amanda, you promised. Not a word.
Cross my heart, lovey, but I'm thrilled.
I don't know where they got it.
Do I have any government?
Oh, Maggie, you're very brave giving a New Year's Eve party. I've never had the courage.
Brings out the worst in everyone.
You know we're at our best when we're at our worst.
Listen, everybody, I'd like to propose a toast to our handsome host. May the new year bring greater and greater recognition of his creative powers.
I'd like to offer an amendment to our charming hostess. May she share with her husband a sense of creative fulfillment.
How lovely. Absolutely lovely, Doctor.
Hey, it's New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.
I've been maneuvering toward this moment all evening. Happy New Year, Maggie.
Happy New Year. Excuse me.
Hey, Ben. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hey, I haven't had so much.
Ben,
Hmm?
please don't sulk about Kevin. Not tonight. I have something very important to tell you.
Okay.
Dr. Terminer told me this afternoon there isn't the slightest doubt that I'm pregnant.
What?
We're going to have a baby.
A baby? Our own baby? Oh, Maggie. Oh, Maggie. This was the only thing missing. Now we've got it all. Our own baby.
Begging your pardon. Last fall, Mister said I was to clean out the cellar before spring.
That's all right. I just hadn't realized you'd started yet.
Scarred bad on the one side.
Name those who were thy mediators with the evil one. Meg Carey. Confess, Meg Carey. Confess.
Burn it! Burn it!
You've no idea when Mr. and Mrs. Porter will be returning?
No, sir.
Well, I don't think I'll wait. Will you tell Mrs. Porter that I called?
Yes, sir.
My cane. I'm sure I had it with me.
Well, I don't see it, sir.
Strange. Well, if it should turn up, perhaps Mrs. Porter could bring it to me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
that was the shocking thing about Mr. Dane, wasn't it?
What do you mean? What happened?
Oh, he fell down the cellar steps and broke his neck.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I guess the wood rotted out while he was away in Florida.
That's terrible.
Yeah, he's a nice fellow. Village is going to miss him. Hey, this must be a special shock for you, seeing him just yesterday.
Well, I didn't see him. I haven't seen him since he left for Florida.
Is that right? Well, he come to visit you yesterday.
He did?
Sure, I saw him turning into your lane.
Oh, yeah. Ben and I spent the day in Lowell yesterday.
Ah, that's how you missed him then. Bye-bye, Mrs. Porter.
Bye. Jennifer, did Mr. Dane come to visit us while we were in Lowell yesterday?
Mr. Dane?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if anyone came yesterday, I didn't see him.
And in that year of 1692, they were living at the place known as Crowhaven Farm, its owner, one Daniel Carey, and his wife, Margaret, or Meg. Their union had not been blessed with children, and it was generally acknowledged Mistress Meg Carey was barren.
And how, Mistress Meg Carey, did ye, a barren woman, conceive a child if ye did not compact in blood with the evil one?
Meg Carey. Margaret Carey. Maggie Carey. Though Daniel Carey and his wife were generally accepted as God-fearing and true-believing Christians, there were rumors and whisperings of strange and evil practices on the farm. It was said that a coven of 13 condemned witches held their bloody and orgiastic Sabbaths in a stone quarry on the farm, where was spilled the blood of sheep, goats, and even larger animals.
Name those who were thy mediators with the evil one, Meg Carey. Name their names, and ye shall live. Name them.
Mercy Lewis, her niece Jennifer.
And the child Jennifer was brought before them and stood mutely. But when her garments were removed, there was plain on her left shoulder the mark of the devil, the mark of Satan's own teeth. The quarry. Sacrifices. Blood. See?
There's no blood. Look, there's no blood.
Stay away! Stay away!
Jenny! Get a hold of Dr. Termina. Tell him to get over here fast.
No. Ben, help me.
It's all right, Mrs. Porter. Everything's going to be all right.
Anything. I'll give anything to have a child. Anything.
Thy soul, Mistress Carey. In payment, thy soul.
I want no traffic with the evil one, nor thee who serve him.
Then die barren, Mistress Carey. Barren!
Oh, the weight. Terrible weight. No more. No more, please. No more. I'll bargain with the evil one. Stop.
Maggie, it's a boy. We have a son, Maggie. A son.
Ben? Ben?
Right here. Well, you had a long sleep. How do you feel? It's okay, nurse. I'll be here.
How's Brian?
He's fine. A bit small, being ahead of schedule. But he's strong and healthy.
Ben, don't let them take me. Please?
Nobody's going to take you anywhere. You're going to be in this bed at least a week.
Nurse Clay said you're awake. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Jennifer, I think it's past your bedtime.
I was just on my way. Good night, Maggie. Good night, Ben.
Good night.
Ben, go get the books that Mr. Dane left. They're in the sitting room, on the top shelf. The one book explains everything. Records of the Brampton witches. Ben, Jennifer and her Aunt Mercy Lewis. They're witches.
Maggie, Jennifer.
On her shoulder is a scar. Teeth marks. The mark of the devil. Jennifer and Mercy Lewis made a pact with a woman named Meg Carey. Same name as mine. Maybe it was me. I don't know. But she couldn't have a child until she agreed to their terms. Her soul. And then something went wrong. Something, and It's happening all over again.
Maggie, Dr. Terminer gave you a very strong sedative. Now, you probably dreamed all this because of some nonsense you read in the book.
I didn't dream it. It isn't nonsense. Mr. Dane saw the parallel. That's why he came here. He came here to warn us, and that's why he was killed.
He wasn't killed. He had an accidental fall.
Accident? Like the one my cousin Henry Pearson had? Ben, don't you see it was all arranged? My inheriting the farm, our taking Jennifer, Mercy Lewis's death, your success, and... Oh, Ben, read the book. And then we've got to get away from here. We've got to get away.
All right, darling, of course.
Promise you'll read the book.
Yes, I'll read it. No, nothing. And I've searched every bookshelf in this house. Doctor, do you think there ever was any such book? Or was she imagining it all?
Well, premature birth is a tremendous shock to the nervous system. A certain degree of morbidity is quite common in mothers who deliver early.
Well, do you think we should put her in the hospital in Lowell?
Oh, I consider that possibility, but I don't feel it's safe to move her now.
Look, Doctor, this is going to sound a bit selfish, but I have a one-man show opening in Boston tomorrow. Now, I don't want to be away from Maggie, not even for a day, not now. Well, you see, I've worked so hard and for so long.
Oh, you must go, of course. Maggie will be perfectly safe in our hands. I'm sure she'll insist on your going.
No. Don't leave me. Take me with you.
Maggie, I can't. You're too weak to travel anywhere. But look, you and I will go to Boston just as soon as Dr. Terminer gives the okay.
Ben, don't you care what happens to me?
Of course I care. I always have and I always will.
Then don't go.
Maggie, I've worked for years for a day like today. A one-man show in a first-class gallery, and I have to be there at the opening. It's our future.
Ben, you once made a promise to me that if I'd live here, you'd give me anything I asked for. Remember? And now I'm asking. I'm begging, don't leave me here.
Maggie, now I've never, ever broken a promise to you. But Dr. Terminer says you're not responsible for what you're saying. And so I'm going to have to do what I think is best for all of us. Now, I promise I'll be back today. I promise.
Ben? Ben?
Mistress Carey?
Please. What have I done to you?
Ye betrayed us, mistress. Exchanged our lives for thy own.
62 years ye enjoyed life. I died at 10 because ye betrayed me.
No, that was Meg Carey. Hundreds of years ago.
We've waited for thy soul's return to this world. For our revenge.
What is unfinished must be finished. What is unavenged must be avenged. Then will our master claim his overdue payment. Thy soul.
Felicia! Hurry. Hurry, we've got to get away before they get us.
Maggie, what's the matter? What do you mean, babe? Maggie, what's the matter with you?
Drive away. I'll explain.
Okay.
Thank God. Thank God it was you. Felicia, there are such things as witches. You know, in some other life, they think I've betrayed them. Felicia, they want to kill me. Felicia. No. Not you.
Get out, Meg.
No!
The baby.
No. Don't take my baby. No.
Our quarrel is not with the child.
Felicia, Claire, please. Help. Help.
Mistress McCarry, he did break thy blood-signed covenant with him who is our master. To save thy own life, he betrayed thy sisters Jennifer and Mercy to the persecutors, who did here hang Mercy Lewis by the neck and did press Jennifer with such a weight of cruel stones that her tender spirit was forced from her child's body. Now shall the circle be closed. Our sister Jennifer will here this day, June 8th, the anniversary of her own cruel death, have her just revenge on her betrayer. At the same time, our master will receive the payment long due him, thy soul.
Ben! Ben! Ye wish to save thyself and sacrifice another as ye did before with me? So be it. Give me Ben in thy place.
You want Ben?
I would know with him something of the life ye denied me, Meg Carey.
You can't give away another person's soul.
It has been done.
My baby. What will happen to my baby?
Give me Ben and live.
No! No! No!
Give me thy wedding ring. I may not take it from thee, but ye may give it freely. Will ye give me the ring?
Yes! Yes!
Hi, Jenny. How's my favorite model?
Fine.
Hey, I better teach you how to tie a bow a la Ben Porter.
No one ties a bow the way you do.
That's right.
Everybody like your paintings as much as I do?
Yep. Sold almost half of them already. Oh, I better go tell Maggie.
Maggie's gone. She was very angry after you left. She sent for Dr. Terminer. They talked. Then he said Maggie and the baby were going to Mr. Pierce's.
Kevin Pierce?
Maggie said that was where they both belonged.
Her and the baby at Pierce's? I told her that once. To go to him.
Maybe that's why she stayed in Mr. Pierce's apartment.
What?
The night it rained so hard.
Jenny. She didn't. She didn't.
Please, Ben, don't be angry with me. But it's true. I heard her tell Mr. Pierce not to mention it.
Of course. A couple who can't have a child suddenly do after the wife spends a night in Lowell.
You may alert the police.
Ben. Hurry, Ben. I've been waiting for you.
Hey, Bill. Cause of death, broken neck.
I guess he panicked after he killed Pierce. Got lost in the darkness and fell in the quarry. What do you make of that, Doc?
Oh, it's a laceration or a puncture wound from the fall.
Looks almost like teeth marks.
Teeth marks? Oh, Bill. What kind of animal native to Massachusetts has teeth like this, huh?
I guess you're right. It is kind of a far-fetched idea.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, officer.
I haven't seen you in this part of the park before. And you're around here, aren't you?
That's right.
Oh, he's a handsome little fellow. Must have his father's coloring.
His father was very fair.
Was?
I'm a widow.
Let me fix this for you.
Oh. Well, isn't that extraordinary? You know, my husband used...
It's been a pleasure talking with you. And if it's any comfort to a woman alone like yourself, you can be sure that from now on I'll have my eye on you. And your little boy.